Hello, gamers. Welcome to Birchlands, part 60. I know, that's really crazy. 60 videos I've made in this little world right here. We've definitely come a very, very long way, and I'd really like to thank everyone who's tuned in to all the episodes over the past soon-to-be 2 years this summer. My gosh, that's crazy. We've done a lot of building in this world. This right here is our beautiful pumpkin farm. It's also partially a melon farm too, as a result of my stupidity, my brain not working, as per usual. It's really a common occurrence in all of my videos, as you all know. Very big building right here that took multiple episodes to make. Right next to it, we've got another building that took over like 30 minutes, potentially 40 minutes to make. There's a creeper living in here. As you can see, the creepers, they just love living in these buildings right here. But we built a lot of stuff, and the point is, we're not going to be building today. We're going to be doing something a little bit bold. And by a little bit bold, I mean we're going to go raid an ocean monument. It's going to be a very crazy task. I do know there's quite a few of them lying around. In fact, I thought I saw one like way over there. They really tend to blend in with like the hills and stuff in this game. Like, I swear, there have been so many times I've been playing Minecraft just going across an ocean, and in the distance I see like a hill that remotely resembles like the top of an ocean monument. You'll see later in the video. And I just think it's an ocean monument, but it's not lit up and everything by the sea lanterns that exist on top of there. Now, we've got some preparations we need to do. First one is we're going to need ourselves some potions of water breathing. Luckily, off camera I've put together a little bit of a plan here, done a little bit of fishing, and got these puffer fish. We're going to use some of them up today. I think only 2 will be alright. As well as some of these glass bottles, because we need the water breathing, and the puffer fish, it has it. The reason we need the water breathing is kind of a no-brainer really, but I'm just going to say it anyway. These ocean monuments, they're under the water, and we're going to be spending a lot of time in them. Next thing we're also going to need is milk too, to clear any effects we get, which is why we're brewing 6 of these things, and we're going to make each of them 8 minutes long for the maximum effect here. The first one will probably be used to kill all 3 of the Elder Guardians, that way we no longer get mining fatigue. And then once we got that, we've just got all the leftover potions, most of which will actually probably return to the storage area right there for the potions themselves. But it's always good to always be prepared. We are definitely going to need the milk though. The milk, we've actually got a very great source of milk right behind the little brewing shack. That goat just jumped. That was actually pretty nice. We've got quite a few calves back here. I've been taking some of them out and selling their remains. That's very messed up, but we'll take the milk from you. And now we can get to making these beautiful little potions right here on the other side of the portal. I think we might need a dedicated brewing building in this world, not gonna lie. Do we have anything in here? Yes, we do. Okay, we've got some blaze powder. I wasn't sure if we could do it at the, if we should do it at the outpost base. That is not how you do that. Hold on a second. You need awkward potions to do this. These are water bottles. Let's get some nether wart. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do this at the outpost base, but I suppose this will be fine too. I just really don't like going through the portal every single 2 seconds here, because that might impact the video quality, because it's loading a ton of chunks when we do that. Anyways, we got 2 nether wart and 2 redstone dust to extend it, and 2 of the puffer fish. So I reckon this should be okay. We'll just start brewing this stuff up right here. This is going to become an awkward potion. It looks identical to a water bottle, but if you put a puffer fish right up here, it becomes a water breathing potion. So yeah, they're kind of essential for brewing, not gonna lie. I do know there are like other types of potions too you can create, like thick potions and uncraftable potions at one point. Or maybe it was something else. Oh yeah, mundane potions. Be pretty cool to see if you could like, or if Mojang could add some potions that you could make using those. I think that would be cool. It would be a cool little variety or a secret there. Anyways, here's our water breathing potions, or a few of them. They're only 3 minutes now, but the redstone is going to do something pretty fabulous for us. Get ready here. Going to make these things 8 minutes. So it's going to be very nice. We're going to have them for plenty of time here. And that's that. Those are the potions all created. So now we can actually head out into the ocean, the deep blue sea, try to find one of these things. They're not too hard to find, but sometimes they can be a little bit tricky. But I reckon with our high render distance, it should really be a breeze finding one of these things. All we gotta do is pay attention to the ocean floor, and all should be well. We've probably passed like quite a few of these things on our ocean adventures we've taken in the past. Alright, and it is time to hit the high seas. And hopefully this should be pretty easy. They are quite common, but I just talked about what I might mistake them for, or what I might mistake for them. And now what do we have way over there in the distance? That is exactly what we're looking for. But what we're gonna do first is we're gonna get a little bit close to it. We're probably gonna get mining fatigue like in a couple of seconds. That always used to scare the crap out of me when I was younger, but we're gonna chug the water breathing. And under we go. We're gonna take out our very first guardian right here. Oh my god, there's like a ton of these dudes. Alright, we might want to take some cover here now that I'm using my brain a little bit more. Basically, a great way to prevent the guardian beams from reaching you is just by breaking the line of sight. It works every single time. We do have the mining fatigue now, so I'm going to have to swim over to the front of the monument where the entrance is. Because I don't want to mine through all this stuff. It's going to take forever. Yeah, it'll be super easy to avoid the guardian beams in here because we got a ton of walls. And the guardians will probably swim right into them and that'll make them easy to take out. We just took out one right there. And with the looting on our sword, that's going to give us some good loot, not going to lie here. We've already got 3 raw cod, which is actually kind of nice. So imagine if we just take out a whole bunch of these dudes. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to kill those Elder Guardians. It might take me a couple minutes to actually find them. But after that, we're going to go grab the gold and the sponges. And there's Elder Guardian number 1. Guy's just looking right at me. Don't mind if I do, good sir, but you need to go away. Personally thought I'd take a little bit more damage from this, but I'm not complaining in the slightest. There we go, that's Elder Guardian number 1 defeated. Now Elder Guardian number 2 is going to be right around this corner. And actually not really, right around this corner and a couple other corners. We've also got what looks to be an ocean ruin generating here. What is this? That's weird. Oh, I thought that was water. That's, yeah, it's light blue terracotta. Okay. Thought it was water for a second, and there was like an air pocket right there. That was crazy. There's also a shipwreck right outside this, so we'll have to go check that out sometime, like right after we're done here. But basically, once all 3 Elder Guardians are gone, we're gonna chug the milk, and we'll probably down another water breathing, and then grab all the stuff we need. You look at that, we've even got some fish spawning in here. I've never seen that before. Quite frankly, I don't know how. Elder Guardian number 2 is right over there, but we've got a lot of dudes to deal with right here. Look at all this. So we're gonna hide right behind this wall, and I'm gonna do my best to not get killed here. They're very strong in numbers. And after long last, that's Elder Guardian number 2 defeated. I think it probably would have been wise to bring a strength potion in here, because these dudes are taking several hits. So that'll be on my checklist next time we do an ocean monument raid, but I'm just gonna leave that little area right there. And now it's time to go up right into this room that I just found. Holy crap. Dude just came right up on me. Normally it takes me a couple minutes to find the Elder Guardians, but that was a very swift raid. What an absolute speed run by me. We're gonna chug this milk, and then we're gonna chug the water breathing. And there we go. Now all we gotta do is locate the sponge room, which might be a little bit of an obstacle to find, because there's only one of them in here, I think. And I didn't see it anywhere. We've barely explored this place. Like, I think we got, like, really lucky there with the Elder Guardian. Like, look at this room. That third room is literally, like, right. It's not even that far. Like, you could easily get up there. Anyways, right here's the entrance. We could have easily gotten to the second room, too. Could have even been like an even better speed run. Oh, here's one of the rooms we need. This is the gold room, so pretty much you can mine this right up here, and inside you get a whole bunch of gold. And for the longest time, I didn't even know what the purpose of this room was. Now all that leaves is the sponge room. I think there's an air pocket somewhere. Like, I can hear them. I can hear some guardians nearby. They're making the sounds they make when they're not in the water. Somewhere in that direction, but I don't know if that could be the room we're looking for. I still haven't found the room, but I did find that ruin, and near the ruin we somehow did not see this chest right here. I'm gonna open this up right after we mine the top of it right here. Check that out, we got an empty map, we got some junk, quite frankly. But yeah, cool. And going outside, there's like a whole crowd of these dudes. Look at this. Look at how many of these campers there are. My gosh. They've really tightened up security around here. I'm not even sure if this sponge room even exists in here. We got a very unlucky monument. I tried breaking down a wall just to see if there would be anything, like, behind it. I usually don't like doing that with structures, but with this one's a little bit special, okay? I can't find this thing anywhere, but we did get a little bit of wet sponge right here. Only 2, but we sure do have a ton of fish, not gonna lie. I think it's time we leave this place. The water breathing just ran out. Hopefully we can actually get to the surface before that happens, because I don't want to chug another one. Yeah, that was pretty easy, not gonna lie. And where's our boat? There's our boat, way over there. Still gotta grab that shipwreck. Where is that thing at? I think it's on, like, the complete other side here. So overall, that was partially a mission success, not gonna lie. I won't say it was a total failure, because it really wasn't. We got some gold, we got actually an ocean ruin within it, so... yeah, that's not bad. We'll definitely raid another one, though. I would definitely like to do that sometime in the future. Just to, you know, get those sponges, because this is the only place in the game where you can get those sponges. You need the sponges if you want to clear out massive amounts of water. But what do we have in here? Just some paper, feathers, an empty map. Why are these all generating with empty maps in them? Are those supposed to be treasure maps? Oh, you know what it might be? They're supposed to be treasure maps, but since beaches are so rare, it can't find a place to where, you know, it can't find a place to put the actual treasure. It's like crazy amount of blocks away, so it just does that. Anyways, we're gonna head on home now where it's a lot safer. We got a full inventory here. These dudes are still trying to go after me. Yeah, life is kind of crazy right now. And there it is, way over there. It's just coming into render distance. Home sweet home. Look at that. Looks actually pretty cool from over here. Very unnatural and mysterious, but I like how developed it looks too with all the buildings we've got on there. Pretty sweet place. We've done a lot of things here over the past 60 episodes, let me tell you that. A little while ago I broke the sign that leads into our house, or labels our house I should say. And I didn't have any glow ink sacks to, you know, make it glow once again, but now we do. So there we go, it's officially refurbished. Very beautiful, not gonna lie there. What we're going to do with most of this stuff is pretty predictable. We're just going to shove it in here. What I'm going to do with the water-breathing potions is those are obviously going to go into our brewing area, of course, in that little storage area. But the fish I'm actually going to put in our house to see if any cats potentially turn up in the village, because I would definitely like to tame a cat. And I believe 28 should be more than plenty for doing that. And the wet sponges, they're going to go in a furnace to turn them into dry sponges. My, we've gotten very low on charcoal in this one. That's really the only con to, like, smelting up all that sand. Is, like, there's no charcoal left in any of those furnaces. So I'm gonna have to knock down some of these spruce trees right here and get some more in there at some point. But let's go check up on the village right now. See if there are any cats there. I don't believe there are, but I could be wrong. They only tend to spawn, like, shortly after the villagers breed. And since we've got very limited housing in this village, there's probably no breeding happening at the moment, so yeah, we might be a little bit absent in terms of cats, but that is okay. That is an iron golem down there. I thought that was a cat. That would be a very interesting cat, not gonna lie. Yeah, no cats to be seen so far. That's okay. That's why these are going into a special storage place, because we are most definitely going to expand that village and its population at some point. My goal with the village is to sprawl it out a ton. There's a cat! Okay. We'll have to go back later, but generally the goal with the village is to sprawl it out going all the way across the island like here. We're talking houses everywhere. All of this land right here that is just empty. It's all gonna have a purpose at one point. That's the goal. But we're gonna have to remember where that cat is right there, because we gotta go tame that thing. Can't believe I didn't see that. Alright, my friend, you are about to find yourself a beautiful, loving owner. You're gonna have a happy life. All I need you to do is cooperate just for a couple of minutes. Yes, precisely. Come right on over here. Gosh, you are picky. Well, you just ate like 7 of those fish. But yeah, there we go. We've officially have a friend now. Yay! I'm just gonna check. Are there any more of these cats just walking around out here? Sometimes they wander into the woods, but like, that's super hard to see. Villager! What are you doing down there, buddy? Come on. Let's get you out of there. Goofy Goober is a master level, and somehow he's just been chilling here this whole time. Huge props to him for staying alive. Like, look at that drop right there. That's actually a pretty nice drop, not gonna lie. There's a lush cave down there. But holy crap, that dude has just been surviving. No wonder someone took his job. But yeah, I think that's the only cat we've got in here. Unless I am deeply mistaken. I mean, I was deeply mistaken that one time. Maybe there is another cat somewhere around here. Yeah, there we go. We got a cat. Hello, buddy. He's gonna live in my house from now on. I don't really have much of a use for the cats, except for scaring away creepers, but like, I think the sword does a great job scaring away the creepers permanently. So yeah, this guy, he's our friend now. He's gonna make sure we're not lonely in this world. Hopefully nothing bad happens to him, but I highly doubt that, because we've lit this place up to make sure nothing would spawn in here. Yeah, there we go. You're gonna live right in here, my friend. Alright, so let me tell you a funny story. I just did a tiny bit off camera. It's only been like a day or two since I recorded the last section of this video. But I was harvesting the trees here, as I said earlier. They've really been getting pretty crowded over here, quite frankly. We've had several that haven't been able to grow, and I also did mention that we're running low on charcoal, except for in the chest right here. We've got loads of fuel in here, but what I was worried about is what was in here. And you'll be happy to know, it's all burning up right now. It's beautiful. When I was chopping these trees, I started noticing that there was still somehow wood where I had previously not mined. Like, I mined the entire layer, and then there was just wood elsewhere. And I realized that the trees that, you know, couldn't grow earlier now had the ability to grow. And pretty much, they were growing, and I was getting eaten by the trees while up there chopping them. It was pretty funny. Just thought I'd really share that, because that has never happened before in this game somehow. But it was wild, let me tell you that. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch more growing. Should probably space these out. We should actually make a dedicated spruce tree farm at some point. That'll actually be a pretty great idea, because as you can see, this ground here, it's really infected by all the podzol. But anyways, you know what's more important than a spruce tree farm? Houses for your villagers. I know I said I wouldn't do any building today, but screw that. I'd like to go back on that claim. We gotta build ourselves something unique here, okay? And you best know we're gonna put the glass to use for like the 60th time. Pretty much last episode I made some butchers. I gave them some jobs and now they're butchering. What we're gonna do this time is we're actually gonna add some fishermen over there so we can get some buckets from our lava farm, which by the way I haven't actually checked in a good moment, so we should probably go check up on that as well. Pretty much we're gonna add a section for some barrels there. We're gonna get some fishermen in there. We're also gonna add some beds because I'd like the population to go up, and we're gonna have that all be one building. So we're gonna get the building essentials out besides the glass, the cobblestone, we're gonna grab that, and the terracotta as well. We're gonna get a whole bunch of the terracotta. We love terracotta. And perhaps maybe, since we've got a little bit more of it, we're gonna use ourselves some jungle logs as well, but not actually jungle logs. We're gonna turn them into planks. Yes, it's gonna be very, very nice, but the sun is going down right now, so I'm just gonna take a little nappy. Alright, checking up on the lava farm, it does look like we've got some lava here. I'm gonna get rid of this water though. We're just gonna put it in the ground. There we go. And now it's time to get the good stuff. Progression up here is coming along very nicely. As you can see, we've got some more lava source blocks up here. And soon, very soon, it'll all be completely full and we can finally truly finish this build right up here. We can seal off the roof. Alright, so right here is a designated place. We actually have 2 butchers now. This guy is also accepting rabbits. That's amazing, actually. But what we're gonna do is we're actually going to extend this place out while the villagers are in it. They're gonna watch their house evolve around them. It's no longer just a platform. I'm gonna get the glass in place first, pretty much. We're gonna have some on the corners right here. And then right up front, I think we're actually gonna do a little bit more, but we're gonna like divide it off with some of the planks. Which will also be adding depth to this build. A little something like that. Now for some variety on the walls, we're going to bring the platform out even more. And we're going to do a little bit of cobblestone for, let's say, 4 blocks. And then on the other side, we're just going to do exactly what we did right on over here. And for good measure, we're also going to have another door, too. It'll also be where the barrels are going to be at, too. And then I'm thinking the beds will go, like, right here. We'll have 2 on each side, maybe even a little bit more in the middle. We're gonna have to figure out some lighting sources for this, but what I reckon we can do is we can throw some torches on the wood right here. We do not have enough. And now I reckon it would be nice if we brought everything up 2 more blocks, and then having the 3rd block, so this layer right up here, this is gonna be where the roof is at. I think it would really add to the space down below, because it'll feel cramped if there's just 3 blocks. Now for the roof, we're going to join up the 2 stone layers right here in the center, so it'll be like a bridge going across. Then all the wood layers, those will all come together as well. So how are we looking with a little something like this? I think this looks pretty good except for this area right here. Because I don't want the glass and the stone touching each other. I don't think that would look very nice. Now it looks very plain right here in the center, so what I reckon we can do is we can actually have a path of blocks going right through there, and I think that looks a lot more complete. Let's fill in these other areas right here with the glass. And there we go. I think that's done right there for the most part. We still gotta add the doors. That'll be very easy. And we gotta do the lighting in here. It is looking a little bit lacking in terms of depth right up here. So, like, what if we just did a little something like this? I think that, yes, that would add a little bit of that depth that we so desperately need. What if also we did a wall, like, right here? Do you think that would add something to it? Like, it's a pretty big room right here, not gonna lie. I don't know, I think it might work. It could work. Like, we have this wall right here. What if we do a little something in the center right here? We put up some fences so that way it doesn't feel like all cramped on each side here. I think that would be pretty freaking nice, not gonna lie. So we'll craft up 6 of those to fill up the gap right here. And now it seems very complete, not gonna lie. Except for the beds and all just the little stuff. But you know what I mean, the structure itself, it's amazing, okay? It's complete. Let's put in the jungle doors. Would you check this out on the other side? It actually lines up perfectly, almost, with our center of town right here. So what we can do is we can not shoot the crossbow and make the iron golem mad. We can instead make a little path going right through here. And beautiful, it connects up very nicely, not gonna lie. In fact, let's connect up this path as well, that we can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone right here. Make a little bit more progress on our little town that's ever so expanding. There we go. I think it looks very nice. It looks like all of the charcoal is done right here. We'll grab that. And I think this right now is actually the most charcoal I've ever made in one go, pretty much. Look at all this right here. Are we gonna have enough space in the chest to fill it? Holy, that's very good. So we won't be needing any more charcoal anytime soon, that's for sure. Now let's actually get the materials that we need. That's gonna be the coal from in there. So I'm just gonna put these bones back real quick. And apparently we also had a little bit of smooth sandstone being worked on in there too that's now done, so we'll also throw that right on in there. Alright, I'm gonna take some from this right here, because this is super low, so we'll replace all of that, and then chuck these other 4 in someplace else. There we go, 60 torches, very nice, we love to see that. Since we've got so many, we'll actually put some on the outside to light that all up. Now, what do we have going on here? We got a toolsmith in here, that's pretty interesting. There are no workbenches in here for you, buddy. I mean, someone has taken his job. I reckon that is torches in every single spot that we need them on the inside. Now we can just do it on the outside. And I think it might be truly complete. So now I'll just get some planks and some wool, and we'll make ourselves some beds. Actually, you know what would be more productive? I know I said I wanted to expand the village in terms of population, but we've got a building full of beds right on over here. Days are limited, that's for sure. This thing, it's gonna come down at some point. So we'll just take a few of these beds right on in here, and then when we run out of beds, we'll probably either repurpose it or just rip it down completely. Probably erring more on the side of ripping it down completely and then putting something else there. Something a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? That's a pretty old building, it served us very well in the past, not gonna lie, but like, you gotta go out with the old, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can only go on for so long. And that building, it sure has been going on for so long. Can you imagine how much better of a like, something we could put there with my new building style right here? Look at this. This is amazing. I actually really like how this came out right here. Except right there. It looks a tad bit uneven, but what are you gonna do? It's actually better than a base I started constructing on a Minecraft server that I'll talk about in a future video. Not gonna lie, but on that server I've got way less resources and a ton less glass, let me tell you that, but that is amazing right there. Now, do we have any fishermen in the village? I know that we do have a displaced toolsmith right now, so there it is. You are clearly not for this job right here, so you you can go in there, become a fisherman or something. And I do also believe we got a farmer right here too, so you don't need that job. Let someone else take this, okay? Preferably one of my master guys who's probably lurking around here somewhere. Thank you, good sir. You're coming back to your job. That's amazing. But now we've got ourselves some fishermen, and we've got ourselves a bucket trade right here, a bucket of cod. We're gonna take a whole bunch of these right now just to level this guy up. What we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna release the cod back into the ocean. It's gonna go be free, and then the bucket is ours, pretty much. We only have 1 emerald left after all that, but there we go. We are now going to be able to get a ton of lava very quickly. It's gonna be very useful for powering our furnaces. What does this other guy have? Coal! That's huge! Hold on. We've got a ton of coal, I'm sure you know. We've got a few lumps of that right on in here, actually, and blocks, too. I'd like to offer another huge shout out to the person who reminded me that you can make those into coal blocks. I don't know why my brain didn't work there. It appears that no one has claimed this workstation yet. That's kind of interesting, not gonna lie. You are jobless. You are novice level, so maybe we can get that other guy that we recovered from that cave and get him on in here. But that guy, where are you going? Are you? Yes, you are. Okay, good. You're gonna go claim that, and now that guy, he can come back and he can get his workstation. If he's, you know, not wandering in the woods or something. He might still be in there, actually. I don't really keep track of these poor villagers. I sure do keep track of all the emeralds we make off of them. There we go. That guy is going to be another level now. We got to get some items for you as well. This has really become a villager trading episode, not going to lie. But let's see if we can level you up again. I highly doubt it. No, we can't. Okay. But we've made some great progress on this guy. And we can buy these campfires and break them for even more charcoal. Before we do that, I'm going to release these fishies into the ocean. Okay, they deserve to be free. I know that fishermen probably worked very hard on getting these, but I came purely for the buckets, and there's no bucket trade. So yeah, these guys, they get to be free. Just like that, we now have 10 additional buckets. That's amazing. That's 10 furnaces we can power with 10 lava source blocks, and we know that the lava farm can produce way more than 10 lava source blocks when it drips completely into the cauldrons with all those pointed drip stones activated and everything, or with the lava on top, whatever you want to call it really. It doesn't matter, because when that thing reaches its full potential, we're going to have lava buckets coming in completely out of everywhere, pretty much. It's going to be fantastic. The future is definitely bright. Anyways, that's all I've really got for you this episode. Thank you so much for tuning into it. We did a lot of crazy things this episode. I'm probably going to do another ocean monument raid, because this one was so disappointing, to be honest. I really wanted a whole lot more sponge, but I'm glad we were able to get our hands on at least 2, not going to lie, that's for sure. But what I'm going to do, and this will be next episode, we're actually going to try raiding one of the monuments that we encountered on the way to the outpost base a while back when we were just journeying on over there. We passed like 3, I think, and that was at like render distance 10, potentially. So I'm sure there's a lot more waiting for us out there and a lot more sponges to collect, so that'll be the start of next episode. And we'll probably do something else, too. That's all I've really got to say. See you later.